as we bring in Xavier to talk about something that we talked a little bit about. We saw it in a few other sessions, but not in this way. It is how to upsell, how to increase average order value. Xavier, how's it going? Can you hear me all right?
Howdy. Yeah, loud and clear. How am I coming
Awesome.
through?
Awesome. Where are you at right now, by the way?
In New York City. I'm glad I could actually make this one. I think last time I was actually in Spain where Raul was, but didn't have the right internet connection. So glad I could do this live.
Awesome. Well, I'm really excited. So I'm a big fan of Order Bump, which is the tool that Xavier created after working with Shopify brands, right? You kind of just stumbled upon like, I think this is where this should go. And then you
Yeah,
turned it into an app.
yeah, I'd call it a little bit more research than that, but sure. I think it was
Okay. All right. Fair
it was
enough.
a
Fair enough.
natural growth.
Yeah. And I love it. And yeah, I'm really excited to hear what you have to say. I'll let you take it away and I'll
Cool.
just bring myself out and be here on the side.
Great. So one of the things, kind of a nice segue, Raul was mentioning that that there are great examples of merchants using referrals to increase average order value, which is basically exactly what we're going to be talking about here, how to optimize the customer journey so you can make more money on your online store. And so there are a couple of things I'll be discussing here today. So point one is I'm going to be discussing retail psychology, retail store layout psychology, and how to leverage it when designing your website. Why? I think it's really important to develop new frameworks around how you're thinking about your online store design. As I think a previous talk I mentioned before, most of the times we're looking at existing stores, seeing what they're doing, internalizing that, thinking that it's working, and copying and iterating. It's a fine approach, but I think there are other places that we can learn about consumer psychology and bring that into our online store experience to maximize average order value. I'm going to walk through the most persuasive website on the internet. Dun dun dun. I'm not going to give away who it is until we get there, and sort of how they do the best practices around capturing incremental revenue. And then lastly, how to increase average order value just on your website. I'll be going through some real examples, some screenshots of stores at different points in the customer journey, homepage, product listing page, product detail page, and breaking down what they're doing to increase average order value at that particular step. Little background, I run an e-commerce agency. It also is a product studio. We've launched Order Bump. I will describe that in more detail. I spend most of my time and most of my days talking to e-commerce merchants, figuring out how they can make more money. And I'm very active in the Twitterverse, so a quick plug for my Twitter account there. Little background on the agency. We have the benefit of working with really large brands who have large budgets on how to optimize conversion rate, how to optimize average order value. So we've taken a lot of those learnings and we're able to pass those on to people who are at different stages in their entrepreneurial career. So learning from decades of retail psychology research. So what is retail store layout? That is the design of the store that you walk into in real life. Pre-COVID days, before when you could actually go outside of your house and you could go into a store and purchase things, there was a lot of thought put into how the store was assembled to maximize any number of different goals. For some, it was maximizing the experience. For some, it was maximizing the average order value. For some, it was maximizing product discovery. So I have two kind of breakdowns here. One is what it's like to walk into a store with a loop-like layout, where you're essentially directed to walk around the products, look at the products inside. And what does this do? This actually gives you more products to display. You actually see all of the product line. And you get to sort of take in the product set more clearly. On the other hand, we have a more common style, which are called aisles. So this is pretty much like every department store or pharmacy that you walk into, where you have rows of products. They are clearly separated with aisles. They have signs over them that say what you can expect in those aisles. We're always wondering what the rhyme or reason is. they still go with this approach because it does a couple of things really well. It makes sure that you see a large breadth of products. It encourages browsing. There's a sort of a longer distance traveled from start to finish. And all of that is really important to making sure that you pick all of the products that they want to throw at you and that they're able to merchandise those products effectively. So I bring this up to say it's important to start to think about how your online store and your product lines can potentially be sort of bucketed into their retail experience if you were to have one. So if you have a smaller product line and you're looking to create, you're looking to sell a smaller set of SKUs, a loop type approach where you're really focusing on the customer journey and the customer experience may be better suited. If you are someone who has a large set of SKUs, you want to make sure that your online store is merchandising those effectively. Everywhere you can, you're showing people the depth and the breadth of your product line. And this is what is sort of the aisle approach does in retail store layout design. And lastly, what you'll see across both of these, and these are actually pulled from Shopify's a blog post on retail store layouts, is they actually have an impulse purchase section clearly delineated on the floor plans. So what that tells you is there's a certain point in the customer journey that they can get people to purchase products impulsively. And that's going to be a big theme into what I'm going to talk about later, and really was the genesis of why Order Bump was created. So with that kind of down, let's talk about some of the data points. Here we have the fact that research shows that 40% of your customers are not going to see all of the products that you have. So they're missing out on your products, and that's because they're rushing through. There's not a captivating set of signs. There aren't things that are capturing their attention, and most importantly, there are no speed bumps, which are what they're called in retail store layout design, that slow the customer down, that maybe explain the offer more clearly, that explain the background of what you're looking to offer, the product details that are important, and really these are sort of the equivalent of the end cap that you see in many retail store environments. So what else can you do? Newness. Let's make sure that you are attracting shoppers. If you are coming out with a new product, talk about the features, lead with that. Make sure that your homepage is speaking about that. Make sure that that's the lead in to many sections of your web page, whether that's collection page or not. It's just proven that when people see new, they're going to click on it. There's a curiosity that you're kind of prodding at there, and it's very important to take advantage of that. Even things like badging that says new, these are all ways to get people to discover the products in your store. And if you're not doing that, you're missing out. Third and final point, the sort of money talk here, which is the cash wrap, as it's called in retail store environments, the checkout line. Every store you've ever gone into has products at this step. I don't care if they are luxury or they are a deli or a gas station. There are products that are designed for easy impulse purchasing right at the cash wrap. And this is where you're able to capture incremental value, increase your average order value right then and there with the same product lines that you have, just by showing the right product at the right time. So how does this happen digitally? How do people translate this experience online? Going to walk through the world's most persuasive website, Expedia.com, and frankly, many travel websites do this extremely well, but they essentially have a masterclass in how to show the right offering at the right time for customers on their path to purchase. So let's start with their homepage. Expedia is going to show you bundle and save 3 different times here, one in the header, one in the main search section of the web page, and third as a kind of hidden little advanced option here, which is really no different than the bundle, but just kind of lets you choose your own adventure here. Maybe you're more curious about a hotel than a car. That's a bit more clear than bundle and save. So either way, they're making sure that you can shop the products together as much as humanly possible from the very start that you get on the homepage. Once you've added a flight to your cart, I've found my flight to Barcelona, you are then offered a deal immediately in what some may feel is a sort of powerful, jarring interstitial pop-up with a discount on your hotel. Now, they do this, and the offer is extremely compelling, right? This is get 100% off your flight. That's a pretty compelling offer, given the fact that flights are more expensive from a sort of average cost compared to other products. But it's a pretty compelling offer, so you're not necessarily upset that they've offered this to you in such a jarring way. You can move on later, and you can just keep going. So no thanks, maybe later. This is the first time that they've actually tried to increase the average order value now. So now I'm on the cart. I'm in the process of sort of reviewing my flight details. Maybe I believe I'm entering in some of the critical information, my name, passport number, etc. And before I can move forward to the booking, I'm being shown yet again the fact that I should be adding a car to my trip. They're giving me 3 different offers this time. They're merchandising them successfully. They're showing the discounts that I'm offering. They're using color treatments to make sure I'm seeing the savings that I'm getting. $2 isn't great. Obviously, this is programmatic, but the reality is it's a pretty powerful offering there. The key thing here is you also see free cancellation within 24 hours of booking. People are a little bit concerned about adding a car. Let's say maybe things change, maybe they don't want to have the car. There's always the chance to cancel that, and they give you that sort of trust factor right as you're continuing the booking. So then in the end, we get to the checkout, and here's where I think this little widget is one of the most profitable e-commerce widgets in the industry, and kind of across e-commerce, and it's the Insurance Widget. And what they've done here is right at the point where I'm essentially getting ready to confirm my order. Again, it's a flight, right? It's a big purchase. It's a big trip. You want it to go well. They are offering you insurance to protect your trip. It is a clearly indicated field. The color psychology is very strong. The yes is green, no is sort of very bland and drab. I think if they had their way, they'd put like a skull there or something, but I think there's some ethical guidelines that they're trying to follow. And additionally, they're generating FOMO by showing Expedia protects over 1 million flight travelers a year. So are you not going to be a part of that 1 million? And if not, why? I mean, 1 million is quite a large number. I've also seen them use tactics like this many people have added it this week or for this flight. All of these are designed to get you to add the insurance package. And lastly, the negative opt-out copy, which I just want to call out here. No, I'm willing to risk my $280 trip. So they give you the word risk, chance you're going to lose it, and they're going to give you the nominal dollar cost that you're potentially set to lose should anything go awry. I'm guilty of pressing this button. I've never used of Expedia's insurance. I have done it multiple times though, and I think the peace of mind that I get after I check yes and I deal with the $20 extra is actually probably what they're selling me, is that peace of mind. So with that, how can you do that? How can you do that on your store? How can we increase average order value by making your store more shoppable? How can we show people more products? And here are some ways to do that. Homepage. So homepages that help increase average order value clearly indicate deals and bundles. Deals are typically things that you're going to try and set up anyway that are good for your bottom line. They might not necessarily increase your average order value per se, but they are nonetheless things that get people to convert. And then bundles. Bundles are crystal clear here. They're the second option. They want you to shop that way, and doing so is really important. Thirdly, the gift for you, sort of taking advantage of that promo bar section, making it not free. Free shipping is great. We do that all of the time. There are other places to talk about that, but really showing a gift for you is, okay, well, if I shop here, this particular product, I'm going to get another product. Right? They're essentially upselling me to a specific product that is probably most profitable for them. Product listing page, and again, I should have mentioned this. In the upper left, you're going to see kind of the phase of the purchasing journey that the customer is on typically at this page. It's very important to remember that the intent to purchase is sort of different at each step, right? If you're at checkout, you're like right there. If you're at the home page, you're still browsing. Right now, you're in the discovery phase, even when you're at the product listing page. So here, you're going to see Your collection page, things that are done really well on this particular page include the bundles, which are merchandised ahead of the single product, so you're already primed to purchase these things together. You're gonna see badging. So these badges do everything from talk about the product in kind of esoteric terms to the fact that you can save. You could also use these to indicate something that is new, something that is on sale, something that can get you over the free shipping threshold, all of which are designed to get you to purchase more at any one given time. I have a quick pro tip here about quick shop, quick view. If you come to our agency and you want to work with us, we're going to steer you away from there. Testing has sort of proven out that those don't work that well. Just a little pro tip nugget as you're listening to this presentation. What else do? They include, again, this is another good example of Ballsy, a really great brand that does a really good job merchandising their products. They lead with the pack, sort of unbundle. Essentially, when you're shopping, if you shop for individual products, you are unbundling the pack, which is going to leave you thinking about the efficacy and the quality of the experience should you not go there. Plus, the pricing is always made to be quite aggressive in the bundles direction. Now, product detail page. The customer journey has shifted. I found something I'm a little bit interested in. I'm ready to learn a bit more about it. I'm on the product detail page and I'm looking through the details about the product, what it is, some of the things that I need to know. One way to do this one way to increase average order value on this page is to highlight cross-sell and upsell opportunities right on this page. We've worked with Taylor. This is a fashion marketing event. And so, again, a lot of you all should be very aware of retail store layout psychology. And here, Ann Taylor does a really good job of a wear it with section. So this is very specifically chosen. And in fact, it's the outfit that she has on in this case. There are plenty of pieces of technology that will let you do this. But it's a great way to let people start to browse and create a loop where you're shopping more effectively. When we worked with Ann Taylor to optimize this page, we actually were able to raise their average order value from 138 to 185 a few years back. And so there are really some things that can get people to spend more money and frankly end up with a better customer experience. Right? An outfit looks better than a one-off. What else? Product detail pages really highlighting the bundles. So in this case, paw.com sells beautiful luxury dog beds and cat beds. They also sell other home goods products for their dogs, including a beautiful waterproof blanket. When you pair them together, they will give you 20% off. They make sure that bundle option is clear to you in the promo bar and on the product detail page with a clear indication of how much money you'll save. It's not just bundle and save, it's bundle and save 20%, significant margin for you. So another way to do this on the product detail page. Now, switching to the end of the journey, cart and checkout. This is a place that's very near and dear to my heart, and Derek kind of alluded to it. The cart page, which is what we saw Expedia doing, here's a good example of what you can do on that page to get yourself to increase the average order value. Here there are two things going on. There's there's a product upsell, so that blanket that we saw as offered as a bundle, maybe I didn't add it then, or I didn't complete my journey and add it. I get to the cart, I see that I can save 10% in this case on the blanket if I add it right here. That's really a good indicator. It's very important to note, though, that at this step, you still need some merchandising. I think a lot of folks really miss out or undermine the importance of merchandising your products in cart and at checkout whenever you're doing upsells. A product image with the product title and add to cart, not enough information for someone to make a choice about adding something to their cart. There are more things that they need to know to add certain products to the cart. It's not candy. It's not, it's not a simple product that we already primed to know. So you have to make space to merchandise this if you want an effective upsell. So here you see some marketing copy, matching waterproof blanket and save. We've got the size here so you're aware of how big it is. We've got the waterproof throw blanket, once again, the model. all kind of included here very intentionally, because without this, if it was just the title and add to cart, I'm not quite sure of what I'm purchasing here. So again, it's very important to merchandise the products. In addition, we have the free shipping bar. This is just a magic bullet. No one wants to pay for shipping. If you do charge shipping on your store, make sure that there's a threshold at which people can achieve free shipping. It's well understood that people would rather pay $5 for a real product versus $5 for shipping. There are a ton of ways to make it, if the threshold is $50 and you're $5 away, you can get people to spend that $15. It is really almost a borderline must have at this point if you want to maximize your average order value. Here's a really good example of that from Diamond Art Club. Sure, you've got one product, it's $55. We have a free shipping bar here, $20 away from free shipping. That's about the cost of another product. We also have some products here that don't quite get you there, but still maybe you're adding multiple to cart, and we get you to the checkout, which is the next place and will be a segue into the pitch. Checkout, our thesis. So the highest intent to purchase for people, this is the virtual cash wrap. So going back to the beginning of the presentation, the final step in your purchasing journey is when you are there, you've committed to purchase mentally. And when you're at this step in an e-commerce store, you've also committed to buy something. You're there. And so this is a great place to offer low-priced, lower decision capacity products, the all-encompassing impulse buy that you saw right next to the checkout wrap in those retail store layout diagrams. It's a very important place to take advantage of. And it's what we do at Order Bump, which is create a widget that you can pop in at checkout to offer people products right at that point of checkout. They don't leave checkout when they lose it, when they use it. And so this is the customer's highest intent to purchase. We also feel very strongly that if you offer products at checkout, you must make sure that they are simple. Offering another t-shirt, offering shoes, offering something that requires me to start thinking about my size, what it might look like in my house. Too many decisions going on. We try to get them to convert. Let's not forget that. So here we have the opportunity to get them to convert, add something simple. I know what this is for my dog's skin. It's a shampoo bar. I don't really need much more. And you can also, using our app, merchandise the product with copy so that people know what the offer is. So that's Order Bump. It's an elegant checkout upsell widget that fits right in your checkout. It's only compatible for Shopify Plus at the moment because essentially you have to have access to the checkout.liquid template in order to be able to insert lines of code there. That said, we're working on some other things, but if you're on Shopify Plus, I can't obviously push this hard enough at the moment. Here's a quick video of how it works. Offer loads, click to add, great choice. Product is added to the cart. No disruption to the checkout process. We've had some awesome results with this. We've been launched since January. Average percentage of carts bumped is around, that's actually a little different. That's actually a little lower. It's about 8%, but the average payback period is much lower. It's about 5-6 days. And we're getting merchants who are moving anywhere from $2,000 a month through our widget all the way up to $75,000 a month through our widget, doing everything from selling insurance a la Expedia to complementary products, to pure upsells that are literally bigger than their cart totals. So we've been really impressed with how people are using it. And for people who have been listening to this, we are extending, it comes with a 10-day free trial. For listeners here, we will extend that to 30 days. Please email us, hello@orderbump.io with the subject, the future of e-commerce for fashion and apparel. And I will personally make sure that we send you the 30-day free trial link and give you some tips as to how to optimize it. So with that, that's the end of the presentation. I really thank everyone for listening.
Awesome. Oh my gosh. And that component where you said without disrupting the checkout process, That's what I think people forget because we actually did a demo or a website teardown with Kurt Elster earlier, and there was an upsell on the product detail page, and then we saw that if you just X'd out of that upsell box, it didn't quite add the right products to cart, so there was kind of disruption to the whole process. And you can see with order bump, it's either you click it and it just goes straight into the cart, and you just keep going, or if you don't click it, you don't click it, and that's okay. And so that's just like, yeah, this is pure gold. It's awesome.
Gold is a great way of describing it. I think there are people who I like to describe as capturing incremental revenue. I mean, this is money that you already have in your store. And so many merchants have products that would fall under accessories that they're not pushing, right? They're not selling, they're not setting up advertising for that. They're not driving traffic to it. It's somewhere in between an afterthought and something that they're actively trying to make money on. The best place to place accessories, mostly because they're simple to understand, is later in the customer journey, since that's really where the value is.
Yeah, well said. I'm just thinking about like, the shop the look concept, and it's like if this is in your cart and you have an image of that product with it, like glasses or another product tied together, it's like put that right there, right before the checkout process. Maybe even offer it at a small discount or something like that. If you have to, you don't have to. You can try it or test it, but like people will buy.
Yep. I think one of the things you had when we first spoke a while back, one of the things you mentioned was how could you make this like super smart, right? And I've been thinking about it quite a bit.
Working on it.
There's a world where if I browsed a product, I would love to be able to show that. So that exact product maybe isn't in the cart, but I know that I've looked at it. I know I've been interested in it. Maybe I can show that person that specific product in that checkout widget at cart with like a little bit of incentive discount. So yeah, definitely thinking through all those ideas.
Yeah, I think those are the two things, is like personalizing it based on the individual and testing discount offers. But the first thing you got to do is install the tool and get that offer on the checkout page. I wish it was for all Shopify merchants, because I know that there's like a, honestly, if this sound well, good for you, but there's probably like, if it was on every Shopify store, just like default, like if you just got acquired by Shopify and integrated, it probably makes Shopify like an extra $100 million just off of their transactions. So they should really be figuring out how to get this on the checkout like page.
Yeah, if anyone from Shopify is listening, that email is still available too.
Yeah, there you go. Awesome. Xavier, thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Derek.